Hello, this is Idodmg and welcome back to the channel. In this Minecraft Dungeons video, I want to talk to you about the new DLC, The Flames of the Nether. This released on February 24th, 2021, and with it added a whole new game mode called Ancient Hunts. There's quite a lot that is brought into the game with this new game mode. Basically what it is you sacrifice items and you get better loot. On top of it, you also get a new currency, these gold bars that you can then use at a special vendor to get different gilded loot. And not just any gear, you can now get a new tier of armor and weapons called Gilded. What Gilded means is that it adds on a new enchant slot, basically. This is one that is just randomly rolled. You cannot add points into it. It just is pure RNG of what the enchant is on the item. So where this gets interesting, though, is within Minecraft Dungeons, you already have 3 item qualities. You have common, rare, and unique. If you find a unique item, there's a special modifier that always appears on that unique item, right? So you're going to also get that as well as then the gilded enchant as well, which is random. A few ways that you can get these items is through the ancient hunts that I want to talk about in this video, and then also through the vendor that I mentioned earlier. So in order to navigate to the ancient hunt portal, you can do it in your camp, which is also where the vendor is located. You just come down here and through the portal, and then you can go in and interact with the gate, or you can open up your map by pressing M or from the map table outside in your main camp as well. And you just go over to the other dimensions area, and then on the bottom left, you'll find a purple icon. You can click on that, and that will open up your Ancient Hunt UI. You'll notice that there's 4 different slots. There's one for melee weapons, one for ranged weapons, a slot for armor, and then a 4th slot is for your artifacts. Basically, the way it works is each item in the game has a rune type attached to it. There's 9 different runes in the game, and by mixing and matching these runes, you can summon different ancient monster types. These are like super bosses, think of it as that way, and they have a specific loot table. Within Minecraft Dungeons, target farming is a huge part of the game, so if there's a certain item you want, you can look it up if you want to and figure out what drops that, what map, or what ancient monster will drop that item as well. Since this is the only way to actually target farm that specific item you want to get it to become gilded, I want to talk about this tool that I use. It's a spreadsheet, and the link for it will be down in the description below. But basically, you open it up, and you can see every single ancient monster that you can summon, what runes are then required for that monster to show up. But before you decide which ancient monster you want to go farm, you probably want to figure out what type of items you want to find. For me, I know that I want the soul knife, and so I've been target farming for this by summoning the Seeking Flame. This is a Vex type of mob that shows up with 3 invokers. It's quite the fight. So we're going to go over here to the Seeking Flame, and we're going to see what types of runes we need to have to summon that boss. So you can see the Seeking Flame right here is relatively easy. I just need 2 of these A runes, which are light purple runes. And then you need to figure out where do you get those runes from. And you just come over here to your different item slots. You have your melee, armor, bow, and artifact that we talked about. Those will correlate to the 4 item slots in game. And you just simply go down here and say, oh, so I need an eternal knife. That'll give me 1 light purple rune. And then I'll also need, that'll be it, because you can only use 1 melee weapon per ancient hunt. So then we would need to find an armor piece. We could do dark armor. I've been using the grim armor because that one's a little bit easier to farm. But that's pretty much how it works. So then you have those 2 light runes. You can then just fill those 2 slots, your melee weapon, your armor slot, and you're probably more than likely going to run into at least one version of that ancient boss that you're looking for, the Seeking Flame. That's pretty much how to use this tool right here, is figure out what runes, summons what drops what. It's a really great tool. I definitely recommend you check it out if you're looking for something specific. So once you've figured out which ancients you want to actually hunt for, you can open up your map, like I said, go into your other dimensions, come down here to your ancient hunt interface, and we're just going to go ahead and throw in, I don't want to use that one because that's one of my higher items. Let's go ahead and find an A rune that we want to use. I can use this soul knife. And then we'll also, I should have an extra grim armor laying around. And it could be, I could have that extra lighter or the darker purple rune on there as well. And that's okay. Just go ahead and hit offer. So you can see that I have 2 of the light purples and then 1 of these runes. And if you want, you could add more stuff to it. But for now, this is all I really want, is to summon that one specific ancient boss. So a few other things that I want to note here is you have your chance to encounter an ancient. We have a 46% chance to encounter an ancient. Now, we can increase that by using our enchanting points if we want to, which will also increase how many ancients we'll bump into on average. So with this setting, you can expect to find hopefully at least one ancient within that run. And we'll talk about the layouts next, but for this part here, using these enchantment points actually does de-level your character as well, so you can earn them back just by leveling up. But one benefit here is you can find more ancients, and I do recommend doing this once you have a surplus of enchanting points, mainly because you can find more ancients right here, and you also have the higher chance to encounter them as well. That's pretty much how this interface works, and if I wanted to have a chance to summon other ancients as well, I could put in another combination from our chart that I showed you and then have a chance to encounter a couple different ones. Once you figure it out, it's a pretty basic system, but up front, it is pretty complex, and it took me a little bit of time to figure out for myself, and that's kind of what encouraged me to make this video. Once you've decided what items you want to sacrifice and which runes here to summon the ancient, and how many points you would like to invest, you can then come over here, click confirm, and at this point you will be able to select which difficulty you would like to play on. This is just like it is in all the other missions, so keep that in mind. I'm going to pick a lower one here just for the sake of recording footage so I don't get my butt kicked constantly. I find the difficulty on this game to be a bit challenging at times. This last little bit, I want to talk to you about the layouts of these ancient hunts. This might be a little bit of a spoiler, just so you know up front that this could ruin it for you, but I think it's good to know how it's laid out, because then you'll hopefully save time and you can find different ways to kind of work around this. But the way it works is your ancient hunt is set up, and there's always going to be 3 floors. Within each floor, you can encounter side areas. There's 2 different types of side areas. You have a gold room, and then you have the ancient boss room. That's their lair where that ancient monster resides that you're hunting for. Now, if you encounter a gold room, you'll know it's a gold room because there will be just a bunch of monsters down a straight hallway that lead to 2 gold chests. Definitely worth clearing to get those gold bars. Now, if it's a side room where an ancient boss resides, you'll know that because as soon as you come in, you'll see that there's a button to click on. As soon as you click that button, it's going to summon the ancient boss and all of its accompanying mobs. So be ready. Some of them are a real pain in the butt, let me tell you. I've died many times to them. But that's pretty much how the ancient hunt's laid out. Once you've completed all 3 floors, I recommend full clearing each floor so you don't miss a side area. But once you've full cleared all 3 of them, you then get 10 gold bars, and that's every single run. But on top of that, it does restock that gold bar vendor that I showed off a little bit earlier in the video. That's pretty much how ancient hunts work in Minecraft Dungeons. I hope this video was informative to you, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and all the content on the channel. If you do, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell to get notified when I post new weekly videos. Don't forget, I do also live stream on Friday and Saturday evenings here on the YouTube channel. Make sure you check out the upcoming playlist to see when the next live stream will be. Don't forget to set that reminder so you can get that notification when I do go live. I hope to have a chat with you there soon. Also, please feel free to check out our social media links down below. We do have Twitter as well as the DMGCREW Discord. Shout out to you, DMGCREW. Your support, your chats, and everything just motivates me to keep going. I thank you all for your support. It means the absolute world to me. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.